guys, this is part 2 of this video. In the first one I showed you how to laminate this board and prepare it. This has all been sanded and ready for attaching. Now I don't cut these two sides before mounting them to the drawers. I just find it easier to start at the bottom and then work my way up. It's easier that way to line up the panels in the final setup. And I know that if this thing is a millimeter off, it's going to bug me, and I'll want to redo it and redo it and redo it until it's right. So let's get going on that. Okay, now from the previous drawers I know that my first line that I need to draw to position the screws is 60 millimeters from the bottom. So I'm just going to measure that out. Now what I do is I screw the corners down onto the drawer from the front, and then I take the drawer out and then put some screws in from the back to do the final securing. Okay, and then I just need to measure the line going up the side, and that is 30 millimeters. Now, seeing that I'm going to be painting these doors, I'm not too fussed about the pencil marks, but I'd still just do a light mark, just enough so that I can see what I'm doing. Now I'm just going to measure the edges of this board. Now I've got a 17 millimeter overlay, which is exactly the same as I've got on the doors. And then there is a centimeter at the top. Now I'm just going to put the screw in, just so that it's ready. And I've got it so that I can just feel it coming out the back. Go. Okay, now from here I take the drawer out and then I fasten it from the back. Now the nice thing is, you can see I've got these Hetic undermount hinges. This little black gadget here is a clip. So all I need to do is pull this and the drawer unclips and I can take it off quite easily. Now we're just going to put a couple of screws in from the back just to secure this board nicely. Now again, I just eyeball this. These little cover stickers are so much easier than the old plastic caps. Now I'm just going to measure where I need to cut this. Okay, I'm just going to transfer this line to the other side of the drawer. And now I'm just going to cut this off. Now for this operation, just because it's so much more accurate and it's a thinner cut, I'm going to use a Japanese pull saw. I actually use this for most of the work I do. I switched to these about a year ago and they're absolutely fantastic. Right, and then I'm just going to give this cut a light sand, because with these Japanese pull saws it gives such a clean cut. Right, and that's the first front done. I'll just clip this back in. And that fits absolutely perfectly. Now for the next piece. What I do is I just use 2 popsicle sticks as a spacer. It's a nice 2 millimeters. I do still have a little bit of adjustment on these little brackets that I can move the drawer up and down if I need to do anything more. Just want to mark where I need the screws. And again, I'm just using, marking it more or less. I'll just make sure that these are lined up. retrieve popsicle sticks, and you can see that's an absolutely perfect fit. I just want to put another screw in there, and again I'm just going to eyeball that. Perfect. Now the procedure is exactly the same. I measure and then I cut, and so I move on up until I've got all the drawers finished. I might on the top of this have to cut off a little bit because of all the spacing. So I'm going to get that done, and I'll be back with you once I've got all the fronts fitted. Well, that's all done, and I'm really happy with how this turned out. All this timber will still get a paint finish and then get distressed, and then I'm doing hand forged handles for all the cupboard doors and the drawers. But I'm really happy with how this works. Nice soft close. It is a little bit tricky to open them at the moment, but that's a job done. All the drawers are done now. I've got some cupboard doors to do. So in the next video I'll do the cupboard doors, and I'll take you along for that. Thank you so much for your time and for watching. Please remember, hit that subscribe button and the like button. Please share, and I'll see you in the next video.